Something that was made pretty much every church Sunday for church lunch was fresh refrigerator pickles, or what we call refrigerator pickles, although Amish don't have refrigerators. This is something that's pickled, but you don't can it. That's why it's called refrigerator pickles. We need to start off with some thinly sliced cucumbers, and bigger cucumbers work really well for this, so you don't need to use those mini ones. And the reason we only had it during the summer is because during the summer we had all the fresh vegetables from the garden. During the winter we did not, so we always had canned cucumbers for church then. Now once you have your cucumbers all sliced, we're going to put them in a bowl, and I'm making one whole batch, which would be enough to have church one time. It makes about a gallon, and that's how many pickles we always had to have for church. And we'd also use a gallon of pickled red beets, and we had about a quart of apple butter and about a gallon and a half of other jam, like usually peanut butter, the church peanut butter spread that I have in my cookbook. And we are also going to take an onion and thinly slice that as well. And if you want to make it really colorful, you can use a purple onion. Then we put the onion in the bowl with the cucumbers. Now we're going to take a red pepper, and we need to dice this thing. Add that diced pepper in there as well. And we're going to add a good amount of salt to that stuff. And we're going to mix it together. Once you have it all mixed together, we're going to set that aside while we make our brine. Now for the brine, we need to boil this, and we're going to start off with sugar. Then we're going to add some white vinegar and also some celery seeds. And these seeds make it taste really good. Then we need to whisk this all together over high heat and let it come to a boil. Now as soon as this brine comes to a boil, we're going to turn off the heat. And we're going to take our cucumbers and stuff that we mixed with the salt, and we're going to drain that water off, because if you mix it with salt, it's going to get a lot of liquid in it. Then we're going to take our brine and just pour it over that. And you want to stir everything together. If you think you're going to be tasting this in the next 2 hours, you're mistaken. You have to refrigerate these in this brine for at least 3 days. And if you're Amish, just put them into your ice box or your ice house. And that is why you call them refrigerator pickles. So whenever we made them at home, we just put them into a gallon chuck. That's what I'm going to do today too. And now that I'm seeing how much these things are decreasing, I'm going to say we made 2 batches whenever we had church, because we always had a gallon chuck full of them. Now we just stick this in the refrigerator, and we'll be back in 3 days. Well, I'm sure those 3 days went by faster for you than they did for me, but that doesn't matter. We're going to take these out and make sure they're good. They smell good and they look perfect. I don't know how to explain. The cucumbers look kind of translucent, but they're still crunchy. Let's take a bite and make sure they're good. I don't know, can you hear that crunch or not? Like, top notch, so good. Now this, in my opinion, was the best treat we could have at a church Sunday for lunch, because we always had the gnee soup, which I've made a video about. Then we had pickled red beets, we had cucumbers of some sort. During the summer it was usually this. Then we had apple butter, I have a video on that too. We had butter. And then we had some other sort of jam, and it was usually church peanut butter spread, which I also made a video on. Then you take your bread, we also had bread, spread butter and jam on, whatever kind you want, and you eat it with the gnee soup, which is made with bread and milk and beans. And then you also eat the cucumbers and pickled beets with it. It is not the healthiest or most nutritious meal, but I mean, it did the job. Now, if you guys want this complete recipe and all the other recipes I mentioned, they're all in my Amish cookbook that is only available on my website, socialsbylavina.com. And that website is in my profile or in the caption, or you can just go to your browser and type in socialsbylavina.com and it'll pop up. Enjoy!